Hey, how y'all doing? Crickey Joe here, back on the Idaho farm. Today we have, well, let's look. We have planted the wheat on field 7. We have, what did we plant on 8? We planted barley on field 8, and we have canola growing on field 9. Field 10 has been plowed, fertilized, and cultivated, and we're going to be planting potatoes on field 10. And what else? We have to go pick up our JCB at the livestock farm. We have just a little bit of grass still on the forage wagon. We're just going to go out here through the fence. We're going to take this over to the biogas real quick and dump it out and get it compacted and get it blanketed. So just bear with me while I do a little housekeeping here. Let's pull in here and unload. Let me get I got the F1 key to finally work. I just decided it was going to work right now. So let's get up here on top of the pile and dump the rest of this grass. And that is that. And we are 100%. Let us blanket the silo. Get it started cooking. I still have not finished unloading silo number 2 over here. I just kind of been doing it as I feel like it. We still have some in there, quite a bit actually. It's less than half full. There's our lizard front loader. Just been dumping a load here and there. I haven't sped up time to, keep up with it. Let's head this guy back to the farm, because I did start mowing the grass field just north of the potato and sugar beet storage facility. I'll show you there when we get up there. I did mow it. I set up a course play or course for it for course play, and there are some collidable trees on that little grass field, so it didn't work the greatest. I had to keep checking on my Case 1370 with the small mower. I sold the small mower, by the way, because I'm going to get ready to buy a bigger mower. But I think I'll just end up mowing that grass field myself in the future, instead of using the course play on it, because there's too many trees around it that are collidable. Alright. And I did finish the small wheat field. Whoa, little lag spike there. I did finish the field number 1, which was wheat, on our son's farm over that way. And I still have straw there to pick up, but I think I might actually bale it, because I do need to start getting some straw and hay bales. So this little grass field right here next to the house, I got the John Deere 6170R out there with the windrower, and I've been using the GPS mod to make straight rows on that one. I didn't want to do course play on that one. I'm just going to park this guy around the side here. park him like right along here somewhere. There we go. Okay. We'll run out here to the grass field. So yeah, I did mow this grass, and it's already starting to grow back. This grass on this map seems like it grows back pretty fast, so we'll go jump in this John Deere and finish windrow in this field. And it's not a numbered field, it's just a big grass area. Okay. Jump in this guy and start him up. And let's see, oh, that's already lowered. Now let me turn my GPS back on. I'm going to do this myself. Oh, let me double check though to make sure. I have that on. Just slowly starting to figure this GPS mod out. I haven't figured out all the courses yet. It'll follow that green line if you set him up to, and turn, and it'll show you the next row. If I could see it. Then I hit Control W, and he'll go right back to the green line in the center. Is that green or yellow? It's probably yellow, but... And then once he's at the end, I can just take over the driving. Get him lined up. Hit Control W again, and he'll go right back to that line. So it makes it nice if you're going to do some of the work yourself. It's nice to have that GPS mod. You know, keep the rows straight at least. Almost got this field windrowed. I have to be careful. These trees here by the fence are collidable, so I have to kind of turn quickly. One more pass and that'll be done. I think next time I'll put at least 2 headlands around it. Should be this one last pass. There we go. It'll take a little bit out of that other windrow, but that's alright. Turn off the GPS mod. Get inside where it's a little quieter. Yeah, I think there's no fence along this side, so got that grass all windrowed. So we will be ready to pick that up and take it to storage, I think. I think we'll just put some of it in storage. Or actually, I put that in the stave silo to make more silage. So let me get this guy out of the way. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and take the JCB over to the shop and pick up a potato planter. We're going to park this windrower just right over here out of the way for now. Just like so. So let's go get in the JCB and go up to the shop. So we do need to get potatoes started. Seems like our fireplace there is constantly burning. Let's drop that trailer. We'll head into town to pick up a new potato planter. That grass can wait. Huh. Looks like my combine in that shed over there shifted. I parked him in there after I got that wheat field number 1 finished. Did he slide around? It sure does look like it, doesn't it? I parked him in there straight against that back wall, but apparently the floor on that shed is made of ice, so my bad. Alright, JCB, take me to town. See if I can drive this thing at top speed. Yeah, not too shabby. Yeah, so our wheat field over here is all finished. Just have straw sitting on it still. And we got a green light just in time. Didn't want to break the law, but I will. Pull into McDonald's later and grab a Big Mac. Or not. Really not that good for you, so maybe we'll pass on that. Alright. Let's go ahead and I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and let's see which one. They have the small one, which is 3.15 meters, and the 6-meter one. So I think we're going to go ahead and buy the 6-meter potato planter, which is right there. And I think we got to go on the other side here. Maybe not. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I am. I forgot that this one's not a 3-point. This is a trailing hitch. Okay, now let's see if we can get this boy home and get him loaded up. Now, I'm going to test out and see if we can just load that from our potato storage. I'm thinking we should be able to. Is it going to be too wide? We'll find out. Let's see. She's pretty wide, so we'll probably have to ease over if we come up on any traffic, which is what you have to do in real life when you're farming. How's everybody doing? Good morning. Or afternoon, I guess. It's almost 2 in the afternoon. Hey, how you doing over there? Alright, good. That car turned, so we can put her into warp speed. Oh, there comes a car. So, in that case, what you do in real life is you just pull over to give room. There's gonna be enough room, I think so. Good. Engage. Oop. Oh, another car. Well, you might just have to eat my fender. guy down to the... Whoa, slow down. Pull this guy down to the potato storage and see if we can load him. And after all, this is Idaho, so we need to be planting some potatoes. Idaho potatoes are world-renowned, so we better plant some world-renowned Idaho potatoes. Because right now, people in Idaho that are watching this series are thinking, why the heck isn't he planting potatoes? It's Idaho. Well, it's a virtual Idaho. We will do some potatoes. No matter how painful it is. Alright, let's see if this thing will load potatoes. There it goes. That way we don't have to spend money on potatoes. Alright, we are loaded. Now let's head out to the field. What did I say? Field 10, I believe. Yeah. There's also a grass field over here, but it has some bales in it. So it's not really good for mowing. Besides, our cows are all out there, so see all the little bales out there? I did not do those. Those were part of the map. Alrighty. So let's get this guy kind of semi-lined up over here. Alright, so field 10, limita, since I misspelled it, should be limits. And we are going to be doing seeding. So we need to set this guy down to 6 meters. Actually, I think I'll go down to 5.5 just to cover us. And that will be the, what, southeast corner. Starting direction going west. Return to first point. Yes. Generate course. And since I don't have a filling route for potatoes, well, I'm going to go ahead and set up the field 910 refill, because if anything else, it'll go back to the shed with the seed pallets. That way, if it needs to, it will refill. I'm going to slow him down a little bit. Alright, and let's go to the first waypoint. See if he will line up. Okay, is he planting potatoes? It looks like he is. He is. Excuse me. So, our first planting of potatoes. Besides the field over there that had potatoes when we started, now we are planting our very first Idaho potatoes. Alright, so while he is doing that, we could... Where is our John Deere? We can go ahead and hook him up to the forage wagon. Since we have not much else going on right now, and I'm not going to buy a baler just yet. So I really want to get a course set up for the limits of field 1 before I do that, and I'm sure you guys don't want to see me set up a course. Set up a field limit course for field 1 so that I can windrow that straw, and then set up a baler automatically. Or maybe I'll do the baling myself. We'll see. Alright. Go ahead and head out to the grass field. Let's get out here where we can turn around. We're not going to drive through the fence, so we're going to go around to the other side where there is no fence. Actually, we can go ahead and turn in here. ahead and turn that bad boy on. And I'm going to miss this tree because those are collidable. We'll get started on picking up some of this grass to put in our stave silo for silage. Alright, let's speed up on this stretch. Around this outside first. I did do one headland around this field before I started going back and forth. Slow down for the turn. I feel like doing a little bit myself this episode because, you know, we get all caught up in course play sometimes and get things going a little too quickly sometimes and get too many different operations going, and sometimes it's just nice to relax and do something like this, even though this isn't one of my favorite things to do. Whoop, whoop. I don't do it that often and it is relaxing, so. Slow down for our turn. So we got some rain last night here in southern Kansas, which we weren't planning on getting. So I had some onions from the garden hung up on the clothesline to dry out, and they got a little moist last night. I think they'll be alright. I dried them out. Dried them out pretty good today. Got those brought in. And what else? Planted another row of green beans. Like my third row in 3 weeks. I plant them a week apart so that we don't have all of our green beans ready at the same time. We can just gather them in a week at a time and have fresh green beans every week. Which I did not do with my corn, and I'm going to next year. I'm not going to plant all my corn all at once. I'm going to plant it in stages, so that we have fresh corn on the cob every week for 4 to 6 weeks. And one thing about corn is you have to plant it not in rows, but in blocks, because corn is wind pollinated. And if you plant a single row, it will have trouble pollinating, because the plants themselves, the corn stalks, will be in line with each other, not across from each other in a block. So corn is one thing you have to plant in a block. So say for instance, instead of planting a 25-foot row, maybe you plant 3 or 4 short rows, maybe 5 to 10 plants in each of those rows, and then the next week you move down those 4 rows and you plant the same amount again and again and again over 4 to 6 weeks. Oop, I stopped the tractor. So yeah, it's best to plant corn in blocks. That way, whatever direction the wind is blowing, it's pollinating those corn stalks. When the tassels on top start coming out, that's the male part of the corn, and it will blow the pollen and help it to fall down to the ears. And the ears are the female part of the plant, and the silks that stick out catch that pollen from the tassels on top, and then kernels are formed because they have been fertilized. So if you don't plant it in blocks, you have troubles. You don't get quite as much. You'll still get some ears, but you won't get nearly as many, or they won't be fertilized and you won't get as much corn. So I don't know if you all knew that, but that's how it works. And things like tomatoes and cucumbers and other things like that, they actually flower. They have male and female flowers on the same vines, and they are pollinated by bees, butterflies, other insects. So. And I want to grow my own vegetable garden. I'm really adamant about growing my own food, because of all the genetically modified organisms, the GMO crops that are out there, are I just don't feel, it's only my personal opinion, but I don't feel like they've been tested thoroughly enough to really know what the effect on the human body is going to be over a long-term period. And I definitely don't want to use my children and my wife and myself as some sort of guinea pigs. I would rather try to find the heirloom varieties that have not been genetically altered that still need to be saved, because if we don't save those, they could disappear because of the strong move towards the GMOs. Another thing too about GMOs that I'm not real sure about is, we were feeding GMO corn and grains and different things to our livestock. I just wonder what the effect is on our meat supply over long term. But enough about that. I'm not here to bash GMOs all day. Everything on this farm, this virtual Idaho farm, is non-GMO, just for your reference. It may be modified in the way that it is computer modified, but it's not genetically, biologically, or horticulturally modified in any way, shape, or form. Just saying. I'm almost full and I'm not even paying attention. I'm glad you guys said something. You guys turn here and finish topping this guy off. Just stay in first gear. And we are full. So let's run back up to this corner. So we'll probably get a couple good loads off of here and then a partial load. Is that our JCB? I just want to check real quick to make sure he loaded properly. Where'd he go? Where are you? Oh, let me take off the tools. Yeah, he loaded just fine. Okay. Now I lost my John Deere. There we are. Okay. Let me get back over here. We'll run this up to the stave silo. I don't think I've showed you guys that yet. There, we can cut through here. There's a break here in the bushes. Cut through here. The stave silo is straight ahead. So yeah, this grass field has the bales already laying in it from the game. So I don't know. I think they might be the Heston size bales from the extreme baling. So I'm not gonna buy the Heath Super Chaser just to see if I can pick them up. They're there. They look nice. Leave them. All right. So I think I can just pull right up to the side of this. I don't have to back into it, which would be more realistic, but there we go. And it will unload in that little hopper. You see it filling up. And it doesn't give us anything on the map to say, hey, there's X amount of silo in this stave silo, but just let it go and it'll build it up. I think the last time I came up here and checked, I had like 20-some thousand units. So let's just leave that guy setting there. Alright, let's check on our fields here. We got the barley in here in field number 8, just starting to grow. And then over here on field 7 I planted wheat. And this side is ready, I believe. Yes, but the other 3/4 of the field, or 2/3 of the field, is not ready. And I haven't sped up time, so we'll just let him do his thing. I still haven't... Oh, I should have put grass in there. Or in this one. Which one was it? This one. I forgot. I need to fill that one up yet. I can put the next load in there just to get that thing ready to roll and blanketed. Totally forgot about that. Let's go ahead and open up a door on our shed. usually do this when I first start the game, but I forgot this time. I just think it looks nicer when the tractors are actually going through an open door instead of through the door. Alright, so what else we have here? I brought the Massey Ferguson over to get his wheel trailer out of that grass field over there because for whatever reason the last time I opened the game up his duals were back on the trailer and not on him or her. If it's a girl, I don't even know. So I put the duals back on it, brought the trailer over here. What else do we have? We have the Mercedes-Benz sitting in the shed. Everything else is done. So let's jump in with the JCB and just follow along with him for a minute while he plants potatoes. We'll probably call it an episode because I think we're just over the 30-minute mark. So I still got grass to pick up there. Got to finish planting potatoes here on field number 10. And we'll have to buy a new combine once the wheat is ready to go. And we'll need to buy a semi, and we'll need to buy a grain cart to overload to the semi because we're going to need to do American style here. So we got canola planted over there, working on potatoes here. Still have the straw on field number 1 back that direction. What else? I think that's all we have going on right now. So thanks guys for watching, and I will catch you next time. See you later.